Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May the peace, mercy, and blessing of Allah subhanahu wa taala be with you all. According to Islam, this is quoted from Hadith. That means the seeking of knowledge is obligatory for every Muslim. What does it mean? That means seeking of knowledge for every Muslim is compulsory. So we have to seek knowledge everywhere, every place, every time till we die. Because knowledge is just like water in the ocean, and what we have in our brain is just like a one drop of ocean. So we have to seek knowledge wherever we can. And this is our school presentation and myself. My name is Kutubuddin Shah. And next is my topic is concept of education. So what education is all about? That is what we are going to learn here. Mainly depend on concept. So here, before we go to concept of education, we have to know the definition of education, what education is. So here, the great writers, Aristotle, says that the education is the process of training to fulfill the aim of exercising all the faculties. All the faculties means the subject, all the subject that we are teaching inside the classroom at the fullest extent and to be the member of a society. That means, see, if a student is learning all the subject inside the class, they can be a good member of a society. That is what Aristotle is saying. And next, Socrates says that education means the bringing out the ideas. Ideas of what? Ideas of universal validity. Universal validity means see, aikoina wakhalon ama sagala puthoe sagalaga puthoiba wakhalsi prithivina chatnaba oigidobane ai khakinata akhoi sikakinata prithivina chatnaba oiba adugumba akhoi validity oiba mayamna yare masigi pochi akoina sum angang da lek takpa kanda sidi universal truth ni 1 + 1 = 2 si universal truth ni goin hydro sugumba universal validity oiba potune aba akhoi second writer haisina aduga third writer akhoi Professor H. Mahmoud Yunus magisini jamna akhoi ga hojik matching oriba 21st century education system the one which matching a lot. The definition is this one. That means education effort that are deliberately chosen to influence what? The assets children with the aim of improving knowledge. Next is physical, and what next is moral. So gradually delivering the children to the highest goal. Last quite meaningful oriba Hajuziki trend silent generation 1920 to 1940 da taukiba angang singdu adu channa de sigi pochi. First two is matching with that, but the third one is matching with the present trend. That means 21st century. Influence Canada atopada Karigidamakta atopa kana nava Aigisu kana dorin atopa kana basi aduga kari Shida lectum is improving knowledge Wakal si improve hengedobani Gan Lausing improve hengedo adugi matakta physical so haksangsu the lectum lecta punctum to tamba parka punkun mari manungda pung taret amadi lek pare natraga trying to lek pare aduga parka yeng have machine nare adu karikani. That means physical sigani yengadobne adu physical su jam hai singba aduga kari knowledge su jam leiba aduga mathak makha khangdaba moral value khangdaba adu su yade moral value su khangdobne si sini hariba magisi adra education. What we are going to learn in education is four things. That learning to know. Education is what is there in the education, what is there in the textbook that we need to know. And next, learning to do. After knowing, what do we have to do, that we need to know. And again after that, what to be. She khangani taurani aduga taurishidagi kari oirakani. She's going to khangadogre. Aduga next, learning to live together. After that, by knowing the value of education, what we have to do is we have to live together. And in education, in textbook, there are so many hidden stories, hidden curriculum. Samna ikogi poem daga hydro poems dagi koi shuk poem si ikogi the woods kana ikogi poem galai adagi kaku kana poem galai haribadi dagi lerika William Shakespeare na kaku sidigi leg shuk shuk thana iye adu leg athaba dagi ne ba ikoi ngasai kari William Shakespeare na kaku haina masam khakku thore shi adu maina ikoi gi any textbook te any content da kari ikoi gi hidden curriculum amam jawi hari process sing si ikoi clear oida condition ga thamba haidi angang da kari gi no loli si hanganing bagi wakhalon ama pokhan bai koi nam bai hanganing bagi wakhalon pokhan dragadi makhoi ikoi na sum in ta dum in ba picha ta dum picha ba moina khoi da kari bang tra ikoi na lek ta koi kari value lei ri moina su khoi da question arise to bagi room ma tham ga do bane ba adu gane ba curriculum si ikoi na tawri si adu ga next education si ikoi na kari look we should never look backward ikoi na backward ikoi na tungdi angadi kari khoi paradi tamgani ai adu tawbadai soi khibani mai pakpadi su phang phang wa karino mang yenga ga lai do bane we have to look forward what to do to succeed in our life we should never look backward for to look backward we can learn something in those days I was making such kind of mistakes I was doing such kind of mistake I was beaten up these people I was beaten up by others just because of this mistake so we will learn something but it will not lead us to success. So what we have to do is we have to look forward so that we can success in our life and aim and education to colonial. This is what our British are doing, and at present also we some textbook are started doing. Sida British na colony to ba janangai gi mai sasan pai ba yanangai ki damak ta gari makhoi na textbook si British ki era da gi hauna leksi tama abani khoi tamak pa sida makhoi na context se makhoi gi khushi ra si da moi ni semba kari no moi sem se ha ikoi sem si kari laborer to fulfill the needs of the industry ikoi gi jam kai na haira gadi angang si question la oidro leksi ikoi na phana tambirani in detail la tambiragadi ikoi noina su samna noi si satrani aina tai ni aina phajani in detail tai noina kanada hanguni kanabu da hangaroi adagi aina tai sumaina noina su e sadi phajana detail tai mathang ai su oja ni bagi wakhalon lai kaino ma tawge habi wakhalon ma lakane ba haidi kaino ma di lane ba outcome sama adu nga sai gi British ki matam sida colonial gi oiringa sida kaino moina content sida adu gum bagi wakhalon pok tan ngai gi adu sing do loina ma content sida lathokpa independent oibagi wakhalon si lathokpa adu critical thinking gi wakhalon si lathokpa critical thinking lo khaladi makhoi ni kore sasan tawba ikoi gi wealth na ikoi gi khoni na ikoi gi resource all are belongs to Indian whereas they are taking out all the resources see why because they are not allowing us to go for a critical thinking you the khangandre critical thinking khangdadi kai dorani ikoi de later adagi kari enterprising mindset haidi mi ikoi gi section as ma du kanari ai ma di kare hai tare enterprise ori ikoi entrepreneur ni kai ba ma si adagi ji entrepreneur de ikoi gi jam ikoi sande maheshwari ha adagi moi gi si jamna motivational speaker asogam ne moi sumaina wakhalo si mano eri si kari no ai khoina ojana like phajana in detail tak padu dagi masagi level khara hapchan jaraga lagthore ne ba poche mi amto ada British ki matam da hari ba poche sing sa ama pho takpi de ba khoi takpi regadi aingon da entrepreneurship ki idea mindset le regadi kari ai su company mi khat kena company link khalati British kai against khamar oidro khamna ba taraga su aina chumagadi British upai le ponte aina dum chumagadi ai gi potu dum entrepreneurship link khali dum link khalan ni company macham link khali su link khatawri ni adu gumbagi wakhalon du mohoina sukjaw ya honda bane aduga British ki matam da kari they excluded all these things politics they excluded what politics they excluded what judiciary they excluded what administration ideas they excluded what financial sectors ideas financial systems and what again educational institutions as well as what cooperate organization all these things they are taking out from the context so that they can rule they can make Indian as a colonial place. Now next is this is a great word. This was written in the South Africa, one of the university in South Africa. They are writing this word. Okay, so please have an eye on this. Destroying a nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or the use of long-range missiles. It's only require lowering the quality of education and allowing cheating in the examination. So, yam lai si kari gino moina university ki mamang thari se hariba university ki South Africa university ni sigi entrance gate changpham si da sigi wai simak thai prithvi ma thugai ba ji ko atomic bomb si dra thugai gi do banate America sida India de long range missile ma thar America thugai gi do banate America si thugai em gi hari di kari education system se lowering down ba adi khoi no hen ma ngam badra ngam moi ba British na matam du da o heli ne si South Africa da makhoi na colonial tawramani South Africa si ikhoi gi wakhal lon da nauri ngai de khoi na pi ngai da we are thinking like South Africa is full of black people handro Cape Town rasi full of black people but whereas 90% are Britisher 90% South Africa 90% is Britisher ngakta ma ikhoi independent phangiba not even they are not even 40 years 40 years sudi moi independent phangiba aduna maram oirega makhoi gi sigi university tamba angang sing si sida kari sigi warning si thara thamme sigi warning si thari sigi maram kari no hai matam makhada point khara phire patient dies at the hand of such doctor that means if a student is passing examination by cheating and if that cheater students become a doctor then obviously what the patient will be die in his hand masan sibta me chit toraga fura laga no toraga pass of angang duna paisa pai haidana natraga ikhogi any link ki matung ina mana help na doctor oire mana operation do si bai juma sanda not only this adagi thorok engineer duna building saro collapse oirani accountant oiresu paisa da chen rani bankrupt taurani adagi humanity desu kari mata leiraroi haribu sigu masingsi ikhoigi that means at last what the collapse of education is the collapse of the nation haiduna is the lies sida ikhoigi very nice plus as well as very rotten words like see the main objective of the Woods Dispatch is a person is a governor of a British when they are ruling in the India rule India the moina rule to ga Woods Dispatch hai se le manupa mani magi ideology se to educate Indian people in order to create class of civil servant se makhan ani sui ko sida makhan ani sui amana in terms of jobs amana in terms of casteism sida casteism danate casteism the Shudra Shatra gi khoi gi Hinduism da khara leire aduna tonganum lei jakhra adagi bharmin na khwai dai wangi kana leiba adagi Sudrana bharmin da leibi bharmin na Sudra da leibi ya de ga haibam leira aduna te sigi khoi gi kari civil servant class ki lai class of civil service aduna ikoi class of civil service according to the qualification ki matung in nam makoi de thabuk pi ba sigi lai han sentence jam bhajare we all accepted right but matung da it also wanted to impart western knowledge makhai de kari western knowledge western ki culture knowledge khuding makshi aikoi ki India sida hapchal laknangai gi pochi moi target tawram kari gumba Indian aikoi ki India ki education system sida if they put some input for western cultures knowledge civilization then India would not be like this hekam mawam bile tursi the bina be parda leidorini adagi hekam gundaism nongmay mapai ni nongmay moi de zone be jai free ni arms and ammunitions are free you can buy if you are suppose if you are getting permanent citizenship in any of the country like USA Canada whatever you can get by producing your permanent citizenship card you can get gun adumai taraga sida thonga ne kapkhane da loine adugi ideology ni mang pheda input to get aram si however next small difference between traditional education and modern education traditional education teacher centered as well as modern learner centered masa hanagina ikhoi gi Charles Kernes wai khre hanagi angang hi oja da ikhoi 1990s samna da ikhoi gi batch 1990s sikari oja da jam depend away why because we don't have search engine at that time we are not exposure to the technology we don't have technology at that point of time so what we do is whatever the questions arises by the teachers we need to do a tuitions or we have to ask direct to the subject teachers because from where to get that answer we don't have any means at present time which we have adu mai ta udna sida leire some differences adu sigi sida slight mistake is there what is that mistake mistake ama yaureba aranba ama yaureba sisida kari mistake namte not the spellings, not the words, the pictures. Can you rectify the mistakes? Left to your side is traditional education and right to your side is modern education. So can you find out the mistakes? Khangna khangna ya bine sigi si nate pictures tani pictures. No, nothing is mistake. All are correct. The thing is that the placement of the pictures. This is what traditional, whereas they are showing smart class technology and all. Utpra. Traditional hari traditional lagu smartphone like ramo. Laite. Lyric like do buni. Bo joke show ma lai ngak ni ko traditional dadi. Whereas modern dana siku ma to ido smart board ha. Dagi ko tablet, computer, all this kind of resource. See picture ani si. Si the career maka. No, the critical thinking out there. You don't have a critical thinking. You may have, but not up to that mark.